Hey, I'm Dustin,
And I'm Riley.
and we're in Thrice, and we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
You guys went back with Eric Palmquist. This time around, you guys kind of split the record as far as the production goes. He just did drums and vocals, and then you guys did everything else. How different was it this time around, knowing that he had half of the record, you guys had the other half?
It was basically just trying to break it up in the way that seemed like it made the most sense. So he does really good work, but we also really like kind of fiddling around our own with the guitars and everything. So
Right.
we went to a nice studio, did the drums, did the vocals at his place because he's a great vocal producer, and then rented our friend's spot for cheap and just took our time. Well, not really took our time, but had the freedom to really do whatever we wanted with the guitars and everything else. So
Right.
it makes you not worry about am I wasting time, am I wasting money, whatever. It's like, let's try, Ed, go play the upright bass, try your clarinet or whatever, so you just feel like you don't have someone looking over your shoulder, even if it's someone you know and trust.
Right, I agree.
That's cool.
Now, I kind of like that you guys kind of threw the fans off a little bit with the first track, Only Us, because it's something different for you guys. What was the idea behind doing that? And, did it take you back to, your fourth album when you guys were starting to experiment with new instrumentation?
I would compare the record in certain ways to Visu, because after Visu, we're really trying to pull from a lot of places, and then we did Alchemy Index, which was blowing that all apart.
Yeah.
And after that, Beggars was a total reaction against that, very simplified, and we made some other records, and I think this is the first time we've come back and been all right, whatever comes to the table, let that happen. Whatever it started as, take it further that way.
Right.
And so I think there's some tie-ins there, yeah.
And then as far as the lyrical content, over 20 years, the way you guys write your instrumentation has changed, the way you sing has changed. What kind of impact did that kind of have in the songwriting process for this record?
As far as just our skill or
Your skill, you're singing differently, you're playing differently with the drums. How has that kind of changed that process?
I mean, really playing together for any amount of time, touring, just changes you as a band. It's really the only way I know of to really progress the way that you guys play together as a unit.
Right.
And as we all develop as we've gone, I don't like any of my singing on any of the records before Alchemy Index.
Yeah.
And then it's a matter of for me it was getting comfortable and feeling all right, I need to speak up when I feel I want to try it this way, and I want to I want to be vulnerable in the way I'm trying to get this takes or whatever it is. This is a level of comfort and so I think it started with that record because I was working with Tepe was producing it, so it was just all right, I trust him, I know him, I don't feel rushed, and the difference was huge. So I think that was, for me vocally, that was a big thing. I don't know.
What about for you with the drums?
Just like Dustin said, it's like playing with the same guys for 20 years. You start to gel as a unit, and then just through touring, getting to see a bunch of different drummers every night for 2 months or a month, talking to them about how they do what they do and why they do it. And then now with the way the internet is, there's no shortage of educational material.
Right,
so
true.
you don't have to go buy a DVD or a VHS tape of some drum dork explaining stuff. It's countless YouTube videos and live videos of your favorite players, and I'm just trying to incorporate that into the stuff I do, and then just serving the song first. It's not about chops, it's about supporting what everybody else is doing.
Right. Now, since you kind of mentioned Tepe, the song "The Gray," I feel like he did some math with, with that intro, the guitars. It's so intense to the point where it makes you wonder, how are you able to put the rest of the instrumentation in there, let alone the lyrics?
That was a hard one, yeah. We knew it was a cool part, but it's busy, and it also just tonally is kind of interesting, the mood that it's creating, and so it was hard trying to figure out, all right, what kind of part is this going to be on the song, right. And especially, am I singing over it? Am I waiting for the holes in between the parts? And that melody ended up being, I just recorded I think 5 or 6 different melodies, and I'm showing the guys and Eric's all right, grab the first part of this one, the second part of this one, and the third part of this one I put together. I was yeah, that's great. That's really good. So Yeah.
It was mathier, I think, too. Like early demos, it started to go into weird places, and like any song, like as it evolves, you kind of get it to a place where it feels most comfortable for everybody, and lends itself to vocals and melodies. So it turned out really good, I think. Yeah.
And then you guys also threw me off with Blood on Blood. Like, was there a harp in there towards the end? Like, I mean, the strings that you guys used was incredible on this record. Like, what was the whole idea behind it, let alone the harp, if that is a harp?
Yeah, it's a harp. That came from just Tepe just kind of messing around, had this whole dreamy part, and it's I think it's a really cool just turn in that song. Yeah.
Now 20 years of being like the band and 10 albums like that you guys have created, what has been the biggest challenge in being Thrice?
Ooh. There are many. I mean,
I would say it's super taxing on like normal life in certain ways, especially family life.
Right.
So it's a challenge to balance that stuff and create healthy rhythms. It was helpful coming back from hiatus and like trying to reassess that and set up new patterns. So been doing a little bit better job last couple years.
I guess maybe like tuning out the noise and remembering that it's important for us to do what we want to do. There are a lot of people with opinions, and with the internet, it's easier to share those opinions. So you got to kind of close yourself off and say, hey, we've been doing this for 20 years. I think we have something special here. Let's just do our thing and hope that people come along for the ride instead of, listening to what people are saying and what they want you to sound like. I think the biggest part of our journey has just been staying true to ourselves.
You guys are promoting Palms, the new album, here with Doughnut Friend. You guys made your own donut this time around. What was the idea behind this donut, and who first thought about doing this?
We had Doughnut Friend first time with Eric at working on the last record, right? Yeah. On To Be Everywhere, and just loved it. And I think we hit them up because we're like, man, there's no Thrice donut. What the heck? And I was thinking about, like, I was almost wondering, like, did I bum Mark Trombino out at some point? I don't know what happened. And I think probably what happened, I'm guessing they just choose it on like whatever name they can come up with around it. And I was like, Thrice is not an easy thing to work in there because it's short and it's like really specific sounding. And so I don't know. We hit them up. They're like, yeah, that'd be fun. So I mean, it's more just like I love their donuts. I was like, maybe this would be fun.
Aside from this, like I said, the album Palms is out now. You guys are heading back out on the road, taking out Teenage Wrist and the Bronx. What can we expect for this tour?
We did a little online vote thing where fans could vote on songs they wanted to hear in the set list. So we kind of used that as a jumping off point for building the set on this tour. So it's going to be a really unique set. Some songs, obviously, that we've never played before because they're new, but then some stuff that we haven't played in a long time. And it's a really diverse set. And then, I mean, the Bronx is an amazing band. They're going to bring like a really cool energy to the show. And then Teenage Wrist is kind of a rad compliment that fits like right in between what we do and what the Bronx does. It's like energetic, but it's also kind of shoegazy and melodic. So I think it's a really strong bill, and we're looking forward to getting out there.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me again. It's been years, so thanks for this record, another masterpiece that you guys have created. You guys be sure to check out Thrice on tour and pick up the new record, Palms. It's out now, and thanks for watching here on Front Row Live.